What we once forged. Thunder split the heavens, jagged green fire lashing across the clouds in fitful spasms. There was a time when we built, Bedlam thought, raising his head toward the burning sky. Exquisite engines, intricate jewelry, tools serving a purpose, not just war machines that spew only death and ruin. He lowered his head, his gaze boring into the black and gray smoke blanketing the battlefield. Dark, mechanized figures, his comrades clad in black iron and steel, stomped among the corpses, their engines roaring and belching fumes with each movement. Gunshots echoed across the field from time to time, signaling that his kin spotted the slightest movement across the dead and handled them properly. The engine on his armor sputtered once, twice, and the acrid stench of diesel choked the air from his lungs. Bedlam spat with a scowl, put his helmet back on, and drew a deep breath. Then he stared at the battlefield again. Our work mattered. The memory burned behind his eyes, the glorious blue skies as the dwarves returned from the mines of Mournhall, their voices raised in song, content with another day of hard, honest work. But that world had long since died. The elves, not these silver-tongued folk that the songs once whispered about, but the most vile creatures ever to set foot upon this land, had scorched the sky with ether fire and poisoned the waters with their magic, a sole purpose in their mind: extinction. Mournhall, the dwarven capital, was among the first to burn. Voices drew his attention, snickering and mocking. Bedlam turned sharply. Trouble. He trudged through the trenches, the mulch and blood-soaked dirt, the snickering guiding him forward. And then he saw them. Two of his scouts, stripped of their armor, about to violate an elven wench. Bedlam stepped in, his helmet failing to muffle the roar of his burning fury. His left hand shot out, gripping a fistful of the first scout's hair, and before the young dwarf realized, he was yanked back and sprawling into the mud. At the same time, his right hand drew a squat, bulky, heavy pistol from his belt, a thick-barreled brute of a weapon, and leveled it at the second scout's face. "We do not mix with filth," he said, his voice dripping with disdain. "Not even in revenge." Then he aimed the pistol at the elf. We were great once, he thought, watching the fear rise in her eyes. But not anymore. He pulled the trigger. The weapon didn't fire. It detonated, the slug splitting her skull into 1,000 red shards that fanned across all directions. He stood still for a moment, the burden of his lost pride weighing heavy on him. Around him, his warriors remained silent,